As we reach the end of another year, it is easy to quickly move on and start thinking about the next one. But before you do that, make sure you stop, take a look back, and appreciate how far you have come. Let's celebrate your wins together. Hello and welcome to Brand Your Passion, the show that helps you turn the thing you love the most into something that people know and love you for. I'm your host, Holly Arnett, the brand coach for creatives, and I'm on a mission to make the world a more creative place, one brand at a time. If you're ready to get more eyes on your work, more dollars in your pocket, and more creativity in your life, you're in the right place. Welcome. Let's brand your passion. Okay, everyone, in this episode, I wanted to drop in and say happy holidays. I hope you are having a great one. Whether you are slipping away on December 27th to sneak away from your family maybe, or just have some time to yourself, or maybe you are listening to this a little bit later, you're coming back at the start of the year, refreshed and ready to go. Before we move on to the next year, I really want to make sure that you are taking some time to celebrate your wins, because I know from experience from myself that it is so easy to just carry on and keep going, but it's actually really important to stop and look back and make sure that we are taking stock of the things that we have done and we have achieved, because those little things or maybe big things are actually really important and can lift you up and give you the boost that you need and just remind you why you're doing what you're doing, or that you're actually really good at what you're doing, and kind of kick that imposter syndrome's butt a little bit and just give you, that boost that you need going into that new year. And this is something that is good to do all the time. It's good to remind yourself regularly of the things that you are achieving, but it's just especially good to do at the end of the year. So this is what I want to just check in quickly with you today and do a quick little episode to give you some quick tips for how to actually remind yourself of the things that you have achieved, and then how to celebrate what you have achieved. So let's do that quickly together. So some tips for remembering what you have achieved, because I find it really difficult to be like, okay, what did I achieve this year? It's a long time, 365 days, 52 weeks. A lot of things can happen in that time. So I figured out over my time being a creative business owner, one thing I love to do is just look through my camera roll. I obviously will have, and you probably experience this being a business owner, I have screenshots, photos, social media posts I've uploaded, Instagram stories I've shared. All of that stuff is in my camera roll. So looking through that is really, really helpful to remind myself, and a good way to refresh my memory of what I have done. Similar to that is scrolling through my social media posts. So I look through my full Instagram feed all the way back to the beginning of the year. And then also, if you go into your archive on Instagram, you can see your whole Instagram stories archive. So that can be really useful too. Scroll through your social media posts, you'll remind yourself I did this event, or I launched this thing, or I did this collaboration, or I went to this event, or so many things that you will have forgotten. You will surprise yourself. I do it all the time where I'm like, oh my God, how did I forget that? So scroll through your social media posts, definitely recommend that. Also check your emails and your messages, your DMs on social media, your text messages, your messenger messages, WhatsApp, whatever apps you use. Go through all of those with key people and see what things you did there. If you have a client folder or customer folder or things like that, go through those and see what you did there. I also recommend going back through your calendar, because that will show you events that you went to, launches you had, or meetings you had, those sorts of things. Going through your calendar is really useful. And then flipping back through your planner and or your journal, if you have those too. Sometimes looking through your journal can be intense if you are anything like me and do morning pages every day. And I know you're technically not supposed to re-look at your morning pages, I think, but I do sometimes. So flip back through your planner. If you write down dates and stuff in your planner is really useful. If you're journaling about what's happening or what you're going through or whatever, it can be really helpful too. So those are just a few top tips for remembering what you have achieved. And then when it comes to actually celebrating and cheering yourself on for what you have done, here are some things that I have done in the past or that I recommend doing. Number one is to just write everything down in a list. So whether it's on paper or in a digital note, whatever you want to do, just write it all down in a list. And it is so cool to see it written all down. And it can be those tiny little things to really huge things. And it can be really special to see everything that you have done in a whole year written down and just, wow, I did all of that. Look at me go. It's really cool. The next thing I really recommend doing, and I do this every quarter and then at the end of every year, and I do this in our quarterly and yearly planning sessions in the Next Level Creative too, is I recommend that everybody writes themselves a letter with this website called Future Me. You can write yourself a letter and you can write it the whole list down in there if you want to, or you can just write yourself a letter and be like, hey, I just wrote down all of the things that we did this year and I'm like really proud of us or myself or however you want to talk about yourself, which is very meta. But you can just be like, hey, I'm just super proud of us and I'm really excited for what we're going to do next year. And just write yourself a little letter and it will send it to you again whenever you want it to. So you can send it to yourself the same time next year and then it will remind you to write yourself another one again for the next year. The next thing that you could also do is treat yourself. So you could do that however you want to. Maybe you get yourself a new journal or something big that you've been dreaming about or whatever you want. Maybe just a little sweet treat. Whatever it is that feels right to you, you could treat yourself for a year well done. That is always a good option. And I am a sucker for treating myself, especially for a little sweet treat. Then you can also share like a recap on social media with your email list or in your community. So that could be a carousel or a reel or an Instagram story, or maybe you write a newsletter to your email list, or if you're in a mastermind or a membership or a community, it can be a great thing to share there also. And then last but not least is to tell the people that you love. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your partner, tell them, hey, look at all these things that I did. I'm so proud of myself. Are you proud of me? Because you should be. Look at all these things that I achieved. I'm like this self-employed artist, maker, creative, and look at all these things that I did. It can just be really cool to share it with someone and tell them, look at what I did. I'm proud of myself and I want you to know that. And I just wanted to tell someone else, and I'm sure they will celebrate it with you also. Also sharing it with other self-employed people, other creative business owners, they will get it also. So if you have a friend or a biz bestie or someone else who gets it, worth telling them also. So that is just my quick little message for you in the holidays. I wanted to remind you that it is important to stop and celebrate your wins. So in the midst of Christmas and New Year's, in this in-between season, take 5 minutes, take 10, 15 minutes, however long, set some time aside, have a look through your phone, have a look through your calendar, have a look through your journal, remind yourself of all the amazing things that you have done, give yourself a pat on the back, cheer yourself along, come and tell me all about it. I would love to know. Please tell me at least one thing that you have done. You can come and tell me on Threads or on Instagram. You can DM me or comment on the post for this episode. I'm at Maker and Moxie on Threads and Instagram. Please come and tell me. I would absolutely love to hear all about the things you have achieved this year. And I just want you to celebrate yourself, and then we can move on to next year, which is so exciting. So that's all from me today. Happy holidays, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye everyone. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Brand Your Passion and choosing to spend time with me learning all about branding, business, and all things creativity. You can find more episodes just like this one at makerandmoxie.com/podcast. If you like this one, you can tap that subscribe or follow button so that you're notified about each and every new episode. And if you've got a spare second, please leave a review on iTunes or wherever it is that you're listening to this podcast, because I would absolutely 100% love to hear from you. If there were some helpful goodies in this episode for you, it would mean the world to me as well if you could screenshot that podcast player right now, hop on over to Instagram or Twitter and tag us at Maker and Moxie. By subscribing, reviewing, and sharing, you're helping reach more creators just like you, so that together we can make the world a more creative place, one brand at a time. We can't achieve this mission without you, so your support means the absolute world. I will talk to you in the next episode, but until then, keep creating.